You wake up, but you don't. Your chest is heavy, as if an invisible weight is crushing the air from your lungs. You try to scream, but your throat is a sealed tomb. Then, you see him. In the corner of your eye, a silhouette darker than the night itself. It doesn't move, yet it is closer than it was a heartbeat ago. This isn't a nightmare, it's a living imprisonment. Millions of people across every continent describe this exact figure: the Hat Man, the Crone, the Shadow. He is the silent observer of our most vulnerable moments, a universal architect of dread that transcends language and borders. Why does the human mind, when suspended between worlds, manufacture the same monster? It's not just fear, it's a biological hijacking of your reality. Tonight, we peel back the shroud on the entity that waits for you in the stillness of the 3 a.m. paralysis. Your brain is a masterpiece of synchronization, but sometimes, the gears grind to a halt. When you enter REM sleep, your brain stem sends a signal to paralyze your muscles, a safety protocol called Atonia to keep you from acting out your dreams. But during sleep paralysis, the wake switch flips while the Atonia remains locked. You are a conscious mind trapped in a dead body. In this state, the amygdala, your brain's ancient alarm system, goes into overdrive. It senses an existential threat because it cannot explain why you cannot move. To resolve this paradox, your mind projects a physical presence into the room to justify the terror you feel. It creates the intruder from the static of your neurons. Your eyes, darting in REM mode, interpret shadows as figures. It is a masterpiece of neurological hallucination, where the brain becomes both the victim and the executioner of its own horror story. Long before we had neurobiology, we had folklore. The consistency of these sightings throughout human history is staggering. In Newfoundland, they called it the bold hag who comes to sit on your chest. In Scandinavia, it was the mara, a malevolent spirit that rides the breath out of the sleeper, giving us the very word nightmare. Across the Middle East, the jinn are blamed, while in parts of Africa, it is the shadow ghost. These cultures had no contact, no shared media, yet the descriptions are identical. It suggests that the paralysis demon isn't just a cultural myth, but a hardwired psychological archetype. Our ancestors lived in a world where a predator in the dark meant certain death. Perhaps the demon is simply the ghost of an ancient survival instinct, a relic of a time when the darkness truly did have teeth, preserved in our DNA for millennia. But here is the chilling twist: if this is merely a biological glitch, why is the experience so hyper-realistic? Why do thousands report the Hat Man, even if they have never heard of him? Some theorists suggest that in this bridge between consciousness and sleep, our brains operate on a frequency that allows us to perceive a different layer of reality, one usually filtered out by our waking senses. Whether he is a chemical phantom or a visitor from the peripheral, he remains the gatekeeper of the transition. If you find yourself pinned beneath the weight of the shadow tonight, do not fight. Close your eyes and wait for the dawn to break the spell. If you felt the breath of the visitor, share your story in the shadows below and join our vigil by subscribing. The night is long, and the mind is deep. Welcome to the Mortal Coil.